Good morning and welcome to Member Focus Monday. I'm Christina Schaefer, Director of Social Media for HAR, and I'm pleased to be joined this morning by HAR's Director of Professional Development, Rita Blevins. Welcome back to the program, Rita.
Good morning. Thank you for having me, Christina.
Thank you so much for being here. I know we have a lot to go over today, a lot of programs that you're offering this year, some oldies but goodies that we want to tell people about, but also some really neat course offerings that are brand new for HAR this year. So we have a lot to go over. Before we talk about everything, though, Rita, tell us a little bit about yourself for people who don't know you, who you are, and what you do for HAR.
Sure. Well, good morning. And before I introduce myself, I want to say welcome back, Christina. I know you've been back a couple of weeks, but we're excited to have you back from maternity leave. And
Thank you.
for that baby, but we're happy that you're back. So, my name is Rita Blevins. I'm the Director of Professional Development for the Houston Association of Realtors. I serve as the liaison for risk management advisory group, as well as our Management Central advisory group. I'm liaison for the Texas Realtors Leadership Program. This year, I will be celebrating my 27th year at HAR, so time flies. And I also serve with the Texas Association of Realtors on the Leadership Development Advisory Committee and for the Texas Real Estate Commission Education Standards Advisory Committee. So lots of different groups that I support through our membership, but excited to do so and excited to be here to tell everyone about the things that we're doing.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for all that you do. And we've got some congrats 27 years in the in the comments. Wonderful. Well, your department, you always seem to be on the forefront of timely courses and topics to offer our members. How do you decide what you should offer and when?
Well, first and foremost, I think that we listen to our members. And so we have a lot of different advisory groups and committees that get together regularly, discuss industry trends, things that are going on, what bothers them, what keeps them up at night, what are their pain points, what's going to help them be more successful. So we listen to our members. We have an amazing team on staff that we meet with regularly, including our fearless leader, Bob Hale. He's always got his ear to the ground. So I work with him to figure out what do we need to be doing, and just trying to figure out, through research and looking at industry trends to figure out what do our members need to continue to achieve ongoing success, because that's our mission here at HAR.
Very good. Well, before we get into some of the new course offerings, I know there are many classes that we offer that are very inexpensive, many of them free, that could benefit our members. Can you tell us about some of those course offerings?
Sure. As you know, one of the primary benefits of being a member of HAR is to provide education and learning. And so we want to be able to offer as many possibilities for learning as possible to our members in a kind of a stress-free way. So we do offer a lot of free education as well as very inexpensive. Doesn't mean it's low value. It just means it's more accessible to all of our members. And so we offer everything from MLS training. We've added some new basics classes. We offer with our new CRM. We'll talk about that in a minute. Training on that, technology, branding, marketing. We have a CSMS series, which is our Certified Strategic Marketing Strategist series that offers a whole lot of short 2 and 3 hour classes at a very low cost, that include anything from marketing and branding, how to increase your value proposition, how to use technology, how to use the HAR Platinum tools for branding and success. We also offer a contract series, and the contract series are everything from the new forms that you need to know to buyer side, seller side. Those are all very inexpensive and easy to take, in 2 and 3 hour snippets. And so if you go onto our education site, you'll see that there's just a list of ongoing courses that we offer that are just baseline as well as high level. We offer a great webinar series, several different topics throughout the month. And we'll discuss that in a few minutes so everybody knows what's going on. But yeah, we try to make things accessible to all of our members by keeping the prices either free or low, just so everybody can have an opportunity to learn and grow.
Excellent. Just a couple of those that you mentioned, the contracts class, we know there was changes there, and I still see questions from time to time around that. So it's great that we are offering those classes, the matrix classes, the tools classes. One thing that people don't realize too is those are a lot of them free, inexpensive, but eligible for CE credit. So people needing to get their renewal, it's a great opportunity. And I would be remiss if I didn't do a little self promo here. I'm actually teaching a social media class later this month that there's still availability in for anybody that's wanting to take a social media class with me. So I'm sure we can post a link to that in the comments for anybody that's interested. But excellent. Thank you for going through those with me, Rita. So let's talk about some of the new stuff. What are some of the new course offerings that you're planning for 2025?
Yeah, so we've got a lot of things coming up. We're going to be doing everything from AI, enhancing our AI series that's already out there, trying to help our members stay, kind of current with the tools and the trends that are happening. We do have a lot of AI tools within HAR's Platinum series, as well as standard tools packages that we want to make our members aware of. And so we're going to just be enhancing that, as well as just more best practices utilizing AI. I can't say you can stay ahead of the curve, but you should be using it to be more efficient and more productive. Best practices for your business success. So really, we're working on creating education centered around the idea of what is the baseline, what's the foundation that you need as it relates to your business being a business. So we're going to be putting together an even more robust system of best practices for business success. Obviously, risk mitigation and fraud awareness, all those things that are impacting our business, impacting our consumers. So we've got a great risk mitigation and fraud awareness series coming. How do you stay sustainable in an evolving market? And so those are going to be the things that we look at. We're also going to be focused a little bit more on mindset and growth, how to be prepared in today's market. We've got from a personal perspective, not just the business factor, right? Because if we're not healthy in our mind and our body, then we're not going to be healthy and able to support our members, our consumers. So we do have an awesome alumni program that our Texas Realtors Leadership Program alumni subcommittee is putting on in April, and it is hosted by them, but it will be open to all of our members on April 10th. Jen Cassetta, who we've had on Member Focus Monday, will be joining us, and it's called the Black Belt Club Resilient Leadership for Realtors. So it's going to help you learn how to set boundaries, lead confidently, and just strategies to help you grow in your business from the personal internal side. So we've got that coming up, and that should be a lot of fun. We'll be sending out notices, and hopefully everybody can come. I think there's going to be some board breaking involved, so that should be an exciting and fun program. But I did want to go back and hit on the contracts and the forms classes, because that is very important. There are always changes, lots of changes, and we offer a whole series of those. I know I said it once, but it's very important that everyone understands what is happening in regards to risk and forms, any of the changes to help represent their clients in the best way possible.
Very good. Thank you so much. We have a couple questions that have come in, and if you have questions for Rita, type those in. We'll get to as many as we can. Just a comment here I wanted to mention first. Cindy just said, love that you're working with AI. And Jenny was asking, are we going to have AI virtual staging for our listings? That might be more of a tools question, but what in regard to education do we have as far as virtual?
Well, any of the tools or the products that we do have out there, and I know that staging is one of them coming soon, or it's kind of in the works. We'll be teaching and training on it, and so we have an amazing technology team. Our MLS team is awesome, and so as they create things, we put those into to practice with teaching our members how to use those. We are working on a staging class, and so that will be something that we'll push out. And I would say 100% sure that there'll be some AI staging component to that as well, because that's where the consumers go to look and see, and it just enhances the listings themselves. So yeah, we'll be doing additional and enhanced prompting classes, how to use those to market and brand yourself, as well as to use the tools that are out there.
Okay, very good. Jenny said yes and put some praise hands emojis up. She's happy to hear that. Tina was asking about a probate class. Any thoughts on that?
We do have some probate courses coming soon. We have a lot of the different classes that are related to all those components. Like I said, if you go to the education website, we continue to add more and more every quarter. And so those are on the radar and will be laid out. We work with insurance companies as well as those specializing in different risk areas. And so we try to incorporate everything. And so there are a whole series of education centered around that coming.
Okay, very good. We have a few more people asking for some different things here, so give me just a second. Will there be more evening classes offered? Sabrina's asking.
Yes, we actually offer, they're all virtual because no one wants to be out on the road at 10 o'clock at night taking a class. So typically Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we offer classes in the evenings. Those are traditionally centered around MLS training, contract classes, our tools. The classes that are going to be, more valuable and have a larger turnout. But yes, we offer evening classes every week. And I have an amazing support team that proctors those classes and teaches those classes. So we do realize that a lot of you are busy during the day. And so we want to try to provide education at a time that's accessible and easy for you.
Fabulous. Rhonda is asking about a floor plan class for the new feature. I think she's referring to Kubicasa.
Yeah, we actually incorporate that in our Picture Perfect listing class, as well as some of our other marketing and branding classes. So if you go online and look at the CSMS series, there is a course that includes all of those.
Perfect. Jim is asking about legal updates.
We offer legal updates every week and on the weekends. It's funny because I'll see people post on the Platinum page or just on in general on Facebook. Does anyone know where they can get legal? We offer Legal 1, Legal 2, broker responsibility every week in the evenings and on Saturdays as well.
Okay, very good. And I did mispronounce Tina's name. I'm sorry. She said it's Tina with an E, so I apologize for that. All right. If you have more questions for Rita, please type those in. And I think you answered a follow-up question Jim had about Legal Update 1 and 2 coming soon. So very good. Any other new course offerings for 2025 that you wanted to mention, Rita?
Well, I mean, it's a continuation of a lot of what we've been doing, but just expanding that information and trying to stay ahead of the curve as to what's going on. But we do have our housing attainability. It's not we renamed it from affordable housing series to housing attainability because it's not all centered around low income or that stigma that's centered around housing programs. But every month we offer a webinar. It is the third Tuesday of every month, and it is this one that's coming up on Tuesday, February 18th, tomorrow. Understanding property taxes, responsibilities, exemptions, and payment plans. A lot of this information that we offer every month is not just to help you to convey it back to your consumers, but also for you yourselves to know what's going on to increase your value. The other program that we're going to continue is our Shifting for Success webinar series. These are free. This one will be the third Wednesday of every month. This one that's coming up is Mastering Your Mindset, Rewiring Your Brain for Resilience. And the Shifting for Success webinar series is really centered around a variety of topics, always there to help you increase your value. Sometimes there'll be teasers into new extended programs that we have coming up, but it gives you just enough meat and potatoes to get you going. And then the next month or next few months, we'll have a more intense program centered around that. So that is every month for each of those. We also just wrapped up our discussion about our property management series and leasing. We're incorporating a lot of that. So those will be available. We're going to do a 6-month series on that.
Very good. You're also offering Spanish, conversational Spanish this year?
Yes, we launched our first Hola course last year, and we're offering it again in April. And it is early bird pricing at $99. It's an in-person. You come once a week. For 6 weeks for a couple of I'm sorry, I don't know if I froze up. You come for 6 weeks, a couple hours at a time. It's very interactive. it's not going to teach you how to be fluent in Spanish, but it is going to give you the tools necessary to communicate with somebody whose maybe first language is Spanish. And whether that's just to take intake information and get them referred out to someone else, or just to build some trust with someone to be real, to be able to relate to them. It's a fun course. We got amazing reviews from the first offering. Alicia Holt, who's one of our member and outreach training specialists, is teaching it along with Richard Ortiz, who's one of our contract instructors, and they just do an amazing job. So we're excited to have that offering. I mean, it's a great class, and again, I've heard just wonderful reviews from it, and it's a lot of fun too.
And I see Alicia's actually in the chat right now. And I did want to mention too, I mean, even as somebody who speaks Spanish myself, sometimes you'll come across business terms that you may not know the proper way to say them, or different things like that. So I think that's a wonderful course, and I love that you're offering it in person so people can really get in there and experience it.
Not to interrupt you, but we have such a huge Spanish speaking population. Mm-hmm. And so anytime we can do what we can to help our members, our consumers, help our members, help our consumers, that's what we want to do. And so I think it just increases your value proposition when you can communicate effectively with someone in their native language.
Very good. Well, we're getting a lot of feedback. Awesome. Hooray. Looking forward to this. So they like that. Very good. So let's talk about, I know we have some brokers and managers tuned in today. What recommendations do you have for them to help them keep their agents up to date?
So we are actually working with, well, first and foremost, we do have a fully integrated remote training program, and we will tailor all of our programs and classes, as well as designation courses, learning series, any kind of topic that you're interested in, whether you just want an overview of HAR, or if you want, a designation class or a series of classes. We will come out to your office and train on that. So we have our remote training website that's up where you can look at the classes that we're offering and request it specifically, or you can also say, hey, we're going to break it down. And we have 5 training outreach specialists. They're the grassroots. They're meant to be that high touch, folks that kind of keep you guys all up to date. But we also have a group of contract instructors that we partner with to come out that are specialists in different subject matter, and they'll help train the members as well. So I would say to take advantage of that as brokers. We also work with our affiliate members, title companies, lenders, groups like that to come out and kind of co-host classes and education so that we can reach further out. We will offer education and training virtually as well. So maybe you have sales meetings that are all virtual. We can do that, and we can sneak into those meetings and participate as needed. So I think also one big program that we're going to be laying out is our broker training series. Maybe you just became a broker. You're trying to figure out, what do I need to do to be successful? How do I scale this? And so we're working with our Management Central Advisory Group as well as our Professional Development Advisory Group to roll out a whole new broker training series. I do believe it's going to be very robust and very detailed. It will go alongside the business management program that we launched a couple of years ago in partnership with Goalmakers. And we want to have not only the foundational business element of education and training, but that detailed, specific, how do I become successful as a broker in today's world, and what that looks like. So we're working on that.
So my next question for you is, for seasoned agents that are considering becoming a broker, what would you recommend? Is that something you would recommend for them, or is this only for brokers that are already, in that position?
No, I think that a big question I always ask whenever I hear someone saying that they're thinking about earning their broker's license or they're working towards that is, what's your end game? What's your goal? Why are you thinking about doing that? And so this series that we're going to be launching along with the business management program, I think will be key to help you understand all of that is included in that. And maybe it either enhances that desire and helps you to get started, or maybe you're like, wait a minute, I think I'm just going to stay as an independent, sales agent and work my client base. So no, it's really kind of meant for both those that are interested in becoming a broker and those that are already getting started.
Excellent. Well, applications for the Texas Realtors Leadership Program class of 2025 are open. Tell us a little bit about TRLP. How does it benefit people that go through the program, and what does an ideal candidate for that program look like?
So the Texas Realtors Leadership Program began with HAR. Well, it began in 2006, and the San Antonio Board and then Texas Association of Realtors kind of kicked it off and allowed all associations to facilitate that program. So we began offering the Texas Realtors Leadership Program, or TRLP, in 2008, and so it's been super successful. The intent behind the program is to really uh, get new involvement from our members to help us lead the way as the most innovative association. And so what we want to do is provide our members that are in this group with access to leadership growth, both personally and professionally. So it's both in the business and and at home. And so it's not a first come first serve type program. There is an application process. The ideal candidate is someone that is a full-time realtor that has been in the business no less than 2 years. If you'll see on the application that we have several modules. I think this year I actually added a module. So we have 9 modules along with the graduation. So you have to be able to participate, commit to attending all of those sessions. Within the application process, you have to have letters of recommendation. But really, the program is centered around both business skills for growth as well as leadership development. So we cover everything from business planning, time management, life balance, spokesperson training. We have conflict resolution, learning how to lead in today's diverse world. We do an opening retreat, which really is a lot about team building, understanding your why, and getting going as a group. I think what I've seen over the years is it's the community that is built within each of the groups that really brings the value. And iron sharpens iron. So those that are in the program are tending to want to just grow and be better at everything they do. And so I've seen everything from folks starting brokerages on their own to people just becoming top producers and then leaders within our association. Our executive committee is comprised of all alumni, as well as our HRS side of the board is also comprised of several alumni. So I'm proud to say that this year at Texas Realtors Award Luncheon winter meeting, that all of our Young Professional Network winners were TRLP alumni, and I would say almost all of the newly elected board members were alumni as well. So it's been great success, and I'm excited to have a new year. We are hosting some events coming up for the alumni to help them continue to grow.
That's fabulous. And Dwight, who is a graduate of last year's program, just commented phenomenal program, as well as Nathan Goebel, who went through the program last year. He said, what a great program. So, and I know we have other alumni that are tuned in this morning that can chime in about what they loved about the program. As Rita said, applications are open. We did share a link to that in the comments, so you can go take a look at that. But as Rita said, the ideal candidate needs to have been in the business at least 2 years as a start, and then of course other things that they would want. So very good. And April just commented, congratulations on developing successful leaders. So that with congrats was to you. Very good. So I wanted to ask, because TRLP is a designation, and we actually have somebody asking about broker designation. So I'll talk about that in a second, but designations and certifications, we see them, some people joke the alphabet soup behind people's names. How important are those designations or certifications? Do consumers recognize what that means, or is it mostly just the education that you're getting out of it that's important?
Well, I think first and foremost, anytime you can learn a new skill, something to make you more efficient or better in your business, is going to help you be more successful. So the designations and certifications, do consumers look at those? They may not understand what they are, but absolutely. And it is statistically shown that those who earn designations and have, as you call it, the alphabet soup, do earn more money annually, and they also have more business on a regular basis, because it shows as people they're invested in their career, they're invested in their growth. That gives consumers, the initial idea that, hey, they're serious about this, right? Or maybe especially if it's a specific designation that focuses, maybe it's a luxury market or senior representation specialist or a seller's representative, anytime, or a negotiation expert. Those are, oh, hey, I'm going to work with somebody that has gone through some training and is going to elevate, going to elevate that. But also just from the personal standpoint as a realtor, um, it helps you learn more. And so then in effect, you can be more successful. So yes, I would say 100% it makes a difference in all capacities.
Very good. Well, Scott had a question. He was saying, so what we hear on social media about the public recognizing the broker title slash designation being higher than, say, agents with many years and designations isn't necessarily as credible as it sounds. So he's basically asking, do consumers recognize somebody as a broker in a different way than as an agent, even though they may have similar education? Again, the titles behind their name.
Yeah, I don't know that there's a big distinguishable difference from the consumer mindset on a broker versus a realtor sales agent. However, when you do see, they do see that there's multiple designations or just an increase of where, that they've learned more, they've gone through more training and education. There is a distinguishable difference there. So it can make maybe it doesn't make all the difference, but it can make a difference, especially if you're out on a listing. You're working to acquire a listing, a client, or you're trying to represent buyers, and you're saying, "Hey, this is what I've done." And so when they're trying to distinguish about who I'm going to contact, it can make a difference.
Okay. Very good. We had a question actually about the housing attainability webinar, and I guess this really could go for any of the webinars that you offer. If it's being offered at a date and time that they are not available, do you offer them again? Is there a way for them to get a recording? How does that work, or does it vary by webinar?
So what I would always recommend is, if you know or you think you might not be able to make it, go ahead and register anyway. And then we always send the recording to those folks that registered. Some of our facilitators or speakers for our webinar series, not so much for the housing attainability, maybe for the Shift for Success. And sometimes when we offer specialized webinar sessions, our facilitators ask that we don't record. But we often get permission to at least record and redistribute to those that registered and attended. So I would say register to attend, and then you'll, at least if you missed it, you'll get the recording later. We also have HAR TV, where we house the majority of all of our webinars. We have a great learning library that's listed up there. I know you, Christina, created a whole slew of training and education on tutorial videos. It includes like MLS classes, new tools classes. Sally, who's in our technology and communications team, has created those. So those are continue to be expanded. So I'd say check out the HAR TV channel as well. But yes, register if you think you might miss it, so that we can send you the recording.
Very good. Thank you. So let's talk about events, and we're nearing the end. So if you have additional questions for Rita that you haven't asked yet, now is the time. Type those into the comments, because your department does put on a few events in addition to classes. So what events can we expect from you guys this year?
So this year, in May, we're hosting a technology summit, and that will be on May 13th. And it'll essentially be a full day of learning all about all things technology, video, AI. We're going to have some practical elements in there. We usually have panelists that talk about how they use technology. I know you were a guest speaker last year talking about social media and technology, and Claudia did an amazing video and AI session. So that'll be promoted and marketed very soon. But it is, save the date, May 13th. We do get these programs in pretty much every class or event that we host approved for continuing education. So you get a little bit extra bang for your buck whenever you participate in these trainings and education.
Very good. And it also provides, I think, an excellent opportunity for networking. The technology summit in this case, everybody there has an interest in technology, or maybe is already an expert of sorts, or you get to network with them. So that's always exciting as well.
Yeah, it kind of goes back to surrounding yourself with people who are wanting to be successful, creating that network. Those that are more involved and engaged typically do more business, because they're out there and they're able to collaborate with their peers in the real estate world. So yes, and we also have we do a manager broker event each summer. So that's on the schedule for July 22nd, and that will all be centered around risk mitigation. We'll have someone that's speaking to cyber threats, fraud, as well as more of our litigious topics and information about legal. And then moving all the way forward to September, we're going to do an amazing day centered around the safety in the city. Talk about how can you be safe from a personal standpoint, but also what's going on in the city and the counties. And we're hopefully going to hear from several local elected officials and city folks to hopefully I don't want to commit anyone, but hopefully it's an amazing, great day. And we're going to partner with all of our affiliate and alliance groups to host an amazing September Safety in the City Day.
Very good. Thank you. Couple questions here. Actually, I wanted to mention a comment. Peggy Pentecost, who graduated the class of 2022 TRLP, she was making some comments about how fabulous the program is, but she said, I wanted to share this comment because you were saying you end up creating these relationships. I work with my classmates at least once or twice a week. So just wanted to share that comment. We had a question come in from Brenda who was asking, are there courses to prepare for the changing market?
Yeah, I mean, I think that anything that we offer that's related to our best practices, how to increase your value, we always, our Shift for Success series, we're always looking at what's changing, what's happening, what can we do to equip our members. So yes, there's a lot of courses that you'll see that are on there on our list of educational offerings. How to increase your value proposition. One thing that we're doing a little bit different this year, is more of an expansive way, is offering our classes in more of a workshop format, so that you're actually diving in and doing some activities during the class rather than just kind of listening and learning. So we want you to be really engaged and have some tangible takeaways. So those will be incorporated into those classes. And we pretty much everything we do, we try to make sure that we've got those industry changes happening and understanding the different world we live in today. So yeah.
Very good. Well, thank you. Well, Rita, you've shared a lot. This has been great. You have a great lineup for this year. I can't wait to see some of these courses in action and hear from our members on how much they enjoyed them. Is there anything else that you want to share with our audience today?
I would just say that I have an amazing team that supports all that we do. I couldn't do it without them. And so, I always try to say the more you know, the more you grow. I don't think anyone has ever said that they were disappointed to learn something new. So, we're here to support everyone as much as we can and to help them continue to achieve ongoing success. And if there's anything that people would like to see, that's how we know we need to offer those things, and we can investigate and look into them. So please reach out to me and let me know. And we're happy to do what we can to put that out there. So thank you for having me. And again, welcome back, Christina.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being here with me today, Rita. This has been excellent. I'm sure people are getting on that education website, hr.com/education, and registering for classes now. Go sign up. There's no reason not to. So, all right. Well, thank you so much, Rita, again, for your time today. That is it for this Member Focus Monday. We will be back next Monday at 9 a.m., so be sure to tune in. Have a great week, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.